guys, and welcome to my home studio. This is not a real home studio. I'm literally just repurposing my office as here in Melbourne we've been put back into a 7-day lockdown, which is not ideal, but also is not the worst thing to happen. We've done a lot longer than 7 days, so hopefully it is just 7 days and we'll be fine. Anyway, I thought it would be cool to do a little shoot and just play around with some of my lights and show you guys a few things and kind of things that I taught myself during the last lockdown. So this first setup that I've got is going to be using a softbox to get a really beautiful, clean, crisp, pure white background for product photography. Okay, so I'm about to put up the 2x3 softbox, and while this is such a great diffuser and I love using it, I steer away from setting it up because for some weird reason I cannot get these into the speed ring easily. I don't know if it's the one that I've got or what it is, or if I'm just silly, but it does my head in a bit, so let's see how this goes. That's never happened. Okay, so welcome to the little setup in the studio desk over here. As you can see, we don't have a lot of room to move, but we've got enough, so that's all we need. I've basically just got a table set up here. It's a fold-away table. A big piece of acrylic that I had cut and purchased last year. And then our big background here is actually a 2x3 Profoto Softbox. So you see that there? And I've got that background pressed up quite tight to it. And I've got that sitting on my B10, just on a standard light stand. And that's currently set to 6. And what that's going to do is when the flash goes off, it's going to obviously create such a bright background for our little fragrance there that it will be pure white. And because we're using acrylic, and as you can see here, it's got that reflective surface, you can actually see the light from the ceiling there, even around the bottle there. It's going to bounce light beautifully straight off that. I've got my other B10 Plus here. That's just set to 4. That's just what it was on. So we'll just shoot that and see what it looks like. And that's going to be front lighting. So even though we could literally shoot this with just that backlight and get a really cool shot, I want to make sure we're still getting some light through here on the label. So let's have a bit of a play and see what we get. So as I said, backlight is set to 6, this one's set to 4. My camera settings are ISO 100, aperture is set to f9 and 100th of a second. So let's do a few shots. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And such a beautiful bottle. Let's see what happens if we tip it slightly to the side. Oh wow. Gosh, that looks incredible. So many cool angles you can get when you've just got such hard light, sort of straight. What other product could we put in there? Let's maybe put that vase of flowers back in that we played with earlier and see how that goes. Okay, so you can see from a different angle there. Let's see how. So the first thing is that these flowers are too big to fit in the frame. So we'll just focus on the petals. I mean, it's quite moody and cool. That kind of like high key, bright way. Oh, that was cool. That's cool. Let's turn this one off. So you will notice that generally when I shoot like this, I'm kind of making it up as I go. Still got our big softbox as a backlight, but I put on a pink gel and made this light be my continuous light. gone back to the light painting concept. So basically, ISO is 100, I'm at a half second, and I'm on F9, and I'm gonna click and drag. Oh, it's pretty cool. You get this kind of very crazy color palette. It's very nice. If you ever got lucky enough to have a client want you to do this, that would be amazing. But this is more like a fun creative thing you might just want to have a play around with. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this. It was just a little fun experimental session in the home studio. You might expect another one from me in the next week or two, but I am really hoping that our lockdown ends and we can get out of here. We can get back out on the street or into this studio with real people. Anyway, I hope you're all staying really well and everybody's staying really safe, and I'll chat to you guys soon.